this video I'm going to show you how to assemble a standard bridging unit. It is the same process for a large. On the front of the assembly guide it tells you what panels you have in the box, what hardware is required and the minimum tools required to get the job done. All the fittings to assemble this unit have been pre-inserted for you. That's the metal dowel with a plastic sleeve and the cam that goes with it. When you turn the cam, it pulls this metal in towards the plastic, expanding the plastic, locking the dowel very tightly into your end panel. So I take my end panel, lay it out, fit my first panel like this. Knock it down, tighten the cams as you go, slide your second base panel in, and again tighten it up. You take your back panel and the holes that are in your back panel need to go towards the top of your unit, and you can tell the difference between the top and the base of your unit because you have a large gap here between the base and the first hole. That's the base, and the smaller gap is the top. Get your last side panel, fit it on like that. And again tighten the cams up like so. You put the unit onto its front edge, keeping it on the cardboard to protect that front edge. Open up the wall hanging bracket pack, and in there you have 5 components. You have a left and a right wall bracket, wall fixing plate, and 2 cover caps. So, making sure that this lever is flat here, insert that into my 4 holes in my end panel. Once that's in position, you pull that lever down like this, and that locks that tightly into position. Repeat for the other side, in like that, pull that lever down like that. Now I've assembled my 600mm bridging unit, I'm going to show you how to fit the door stay pack for a lay-on door. When fitting this hinge pack, and it's called Hinge Pack H, you'll get your assembly guide for fitting your door stay. Your door stay is in its own bag, so we open that, and that consists of 3 pieces. On your door stay there is a lever just here. If you're fitting it to the left hand side, this lever needs to be towards the top. You push it down and then turn the arm this way. If you want to put your door stay on the right hand side, you have the lever towards the bottom, you push it up and turn your top arm around. The first thing I need to do is mark out on my unit where part B goes, and this is part B. I measure down 192mm from the top of my unit and put a mark there, and I also then measure 160mm there. Then using a square I mark those lines on the inside edge of my end panel, like that. The next thing I need to do is measure 42mm from this edge down. A line there, and a line there. Using my drill I put 2 pilot holes in. Don't push too hard because you don't want to go through the side of your unit, and at no point put your hand behind like this. And using 2 of the 15mm screws, I now fix my bracket to my unit. I fitted my bracket here to the left hand side panel. I must make sure I've set the door stay to a left hand opening, and that is following the assembly guide there. Don't forget this is at the top. You put the piece with the lever on it to the bracket, like this. The hinges you require for a lay-on door are hinge pack A, standard lay-on door. I take my 2 hinge plates and I fix them both to the pre-drilled holes in my top panel. I've now fitted my 2 hinge plates. The next thing to do is to fit the hinges to the door. The hinges have got pre-inserted screws. Never over tighten screws into chipboard. Before I finally fit my door, I'm going to fit my last bracket to the left hand side, following the assembly guide for a lay-on door. So I measure down 106 millimeters from the hinge edge and put a mark. I then measure an extra 32 millimeters from that mark for the second hole, and then from the outside edge I measure in 28 millimeters. 6, 7, 8 there. And that is where I'm going to drill my holes for my bracket. Don't forget, don't drill too deep. When you fit your bracket, this lug should be pointing towards the outside edge. And then using the 2 15mm screws provided, I'm going to fix this down now. I'm going to fit my door now, ensuring that the 2 hooks here go over the 2 lugs here. Drop it over like that, drop it over like that, and push, and it clicks. Same on the other side. And then taking my door stay, I open it up, I bring my door stay up like this, push it onto the lug, like that. This is the bridging unit completed with a lay-on door. I've completed my 600mm bridging unit. I'm now going to show you how to fit the door stay and hinges for an inset door and frame. And to do this, you open up your bag and you take your frame fixing brackets out, and you have 4 of these. You put your brackets into the pre-drilled holes, and when you first put them in, they're at a slight angle. To enable you to fit your frame to your unit, you need to square these up. You put your thumb on it and you bend it till it's straight. And repeat for the other 3. You now take your frame and you place it onto the front of your unit, like this. Using your drill, drill some pilot holes for your screws, remembering not to go all the way through. Then using 4 15mm screws provided, fix your frame to your unit. To stop the door going in too far once it's fitted, you need to put a door stop on. When I fit mine, I always put it towards the centre of the unit on the bottom. This way, when the door shuts, it stops against this. Before you fit your door stop, you will need to drill a pilot hole in your frame. Following the assembly guide for an inset door in your door stay pack, I'm now going to fit the spacer block to my unit. If you're fitting it to the left hand side, this lever needs to be towards the top. You push it down and then turn the arm this way. If you want to put your door stay on the right hand side, you have the lever towards the bottom, you push it up and turn your top arm around. I'm fitting my door stay to the right hand side, so I've now set it correct for that hand. When you fit it, the 2 holes at the bottom of the spacer need to be towards the bottom of your unit. You place it in like this, and it is quite stiff to push it in. You push it over to the side of the unit and then pull it towards the front of the unit until the spacer touches the frame fixing brackets. In your spacer, there are 2 holes that you need to drill into the side of your unit to fix the spacer into position. Drill pilot holes at the bottom and another one at the top. Using the 2 screws provided, fix your spacer into position. The fixing holes for bracket B have been pre-drilled into your spacer. So using the 2 15mm screws provided, fix your bracket to the spacer. When you've fitted your bracket, the lug should be towards the front of the unit. I'm now going to fit my door stay to the bracket I've just fitted. Taking my hinge plate from my hinge pack D, I'm now going to fit one to the left and one to the right hand side of my unit. Always fit the hinge plate with the lever towards the back of the unit. I'm now going to fit my hinges from my hinge pack D, and this is what the hinges look like. The screws for your hinges have been pre-inserted, so all you do is you just screw them into the door. So that's my hinges fitted to my door. Following the drilling pattern on your door stay assembly guide, for an inset door, I'm going to measure down from the hinge side 106mm, as it says there, 106, and then measure down an extra 32mm from that, and put another mark, and then measuring in from the outside of my door, I measure 18mm. Taking my drill, I put 2 pilot holes in, ready to take the door stay bracket. Being careful not to drill too deep and go through the face of your door. Taking my last door stay bracket and the 2 remaining 15mm screws, I now fit this to my door. When you fit this, make sure that the lug is towards the outside of the door. I fit my door to the unit, ensuring that the 2 hooks go round the corresponding 2 lugs on my hinge plates. The last thing to do is to fit your door stay to its bracket, like that. And that's your 600 bridging unit cabinet finished with an inset door.